Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at another really awesome figure from PNSO. They actually sent me over a few more fantastic looking dinosaur models to take a look at and review with you all, and I couldn't be more excited because being a dinosaur junkie myself, this is something to really be excited about. So a giant thank you to PNSO for sending over Essien the Spinosaurus from their 1:35 scale scientific art model line. Spinosaurus means spine lizard and lived during the Cretaceous period in what is now North Africa. It was one of the largest known carnivores and believed to be larger than the Tyrannosaurus rex. Latest estimates suggest that it could reach lengths of up to 50 feet and weighed approximately 6 to 7 tons. Scientists now believe that Spinosaurus aegypticus is the first truly semi-aquatic dinosaur, able to live and hunt in aquatic environments with adaptations perfectly suited for the water, like small nostrils in the middle of its skull, a crocodilic-like snout, long tail and neck, and more. Another defining characteristic was its sail, which has had many theories put forward for its purpose, such as a mating display, heat regulation, a deterrent to ward off predators, maybe a hunting aid to cast a shadow on the water to see fish better, and more. One very controversial issue regarding the Spinosaurus has always been its stance. Is it bipedal, walking around on 2 legs, or is it a quadruped on 4? Every new study seems to disprove the last. One moment it's a quadruped, the next it's walking around on 2 legs no problem. But a very popular theory is that the Spinosaurus was bipedal and occasionally used the sides of his hands for balance or perhaps for running, making it a combination of the two. So let's take a look at our box here. Fantastic looking image on the front. Again, with the newer PNSO figures, we have that very nice clean image against the white. PNSO is kind of like the Apple packaging of the dinosaur world. Dedicated to Essien the Spinosaurus and everyone who has been misunderstood but still continues to pursue his or her dream. Please believe that good things will eventually come. And on the bottom here, as per usual, we have a little information letting us know that Essien is made of solid PVC and made in China. So let's go ahead and open this box up. Ooh, okay, that was a little easier to open. Usually these boxes take a little bit of effort to come off, but this was like butter. As with our other PNSO products, we receive a little information booklet with some nice pictures of Essien as well as some information. So we have our Spinosaurus right here on the top and our base plate below, which we will be taking a peek at shortly. Whoa, look at this guy. Holy detail smokes. He looks awesome. Okay, I noticed right off the bat that the colors don't match up at all on the box. But you know what? That's really not enough to take away from that incredible detail and all these features that I see plastered all over this guy. So let's go ahead and measure him. So Essien is approximately 19 inches long with that nice long tail and almost 7 inches high with that sail. For a size comparison to see just how big this guy is, here is the Papo Spinosaurus, an original Jurassic Park Velociraptor, a coffee cup, and our latest PNSO review models, Wilson the T-Rex and Lucio the Amargasaurus. He's a big boy! So like I already stated, the colors on the box do not match up on the model. On the box, we see hints of, you know, dark blue and green, hints of orange and yellow, all very saturated, almost chrome-like looking hues, but we don't see any of that on the model itself. In fact, the model is more of a washed out swampy pea green. Yes, the colors on the box look incredibly cool, kind of like the Spinosaurus just came out of some metallic fantasy ocean, but this model is much more realistic looking. There's all sorts of greens in here, pea green, dark forest green, yellowish greens. It seems like the base color is this light green color that you can see in between all the darker colored scales, allowing them to really pop out nicely and catch your eye. And there is a very nice contrast on the sail here with the light cream color in the middle and a darker brown surrounding this area. My favorite is the effect you get with the combination of the shading and the sculpting on the neural spines here as you move the model like this to the side. Underneath the model here, it gets a tad lighter with even a little hint of white and blue, and as you go along the tail, there is a nice contrast from dark green to yellow to white, and I even see some peachy reds in some areas here and there, like under the jaw by the neck. My one kind of qualm here with the paint job is it looks like there was some dry brushing detail added on the arms and legs here, and I'm not sure if that was added as a shading effect to give some extra dimension or to make it emulate water, as if the Spinosaurus had just, you know, kind of gotten out of the water. I feel like this arm maybe just got a little too much white in there perhaps. But what really gets me excited about this piece is that incredible level of texturing detail all around the figure. The scales not only vary in size, but in height in some cases too, with many of them protruding from the body like dimples, which is pretty cool. PNSO always does a really great job with their sculpt work, but I think they really hit it out of the park with this one. And look at all those little spikes stretching all the way from the top of Essien's head to the very tip of his tail, which by the way is not super bendable or rubbery like the Amargasaurus tail, so you can't really bend this too much. Many people may think that this figure has a bit of shrink wrapping to it, but I really don't think so. It may look a little on the malnourished or hungry side, but I think it just gives it some character. I've definitely seen much worse in terms of shrink wrapping on dinosaur figures for sure. We have some nice fold work on both sides around the arms and the thighs here, and that is an athlete's calf right there if I ever saw one. This guy looks so muscular. I love it. Look at that thigh bone and that neck. That definitely would aid in swimming, along with that super long tail that actually has a paddle on the end of it, which I think is super, super awesome. I don't know if I've ever seen a Spinosaurus model with a paddle tail before, but a paddle would certainly make a lot of sense for this dinosaur adapted for an aquatic environment. A paddle could definitely aid, you know, in swimming as well as splashing the water to help in hunting fish and whatnot. So I think it's really cool that they added that feature. And another water adaptation feature they added are these little tiny webbed toes. Look how cute they are. They look like frog feet. They're so cute. Definitely perfect for swimming in the water. And underneath the feet we have here, it says made in the People's Republic of China 2019. And just above here, we have those big giant claws used for ripping things to shreds. And let's take a look at that crocodilian-like head. The jaw is articulated, but my model does not have the ability to keep its jaw closed. It just kind of hangs there at this point. And from here, I can position it to however wide I would like it to be, and it does stay. I think I had the opposite problem with my PNSO T-Rex, where it actually couldn't keep its jaw open and it naturally wanted to close. It's just nice to have the option for display or photography purposes, but the mouth details are so incredible in here. The tiny little sharp teeth are all individually painted, and that glossy tongue protruding is such a great detail. It's actually, I think, one of my favorite features of this piece. As well as those kind of flesh-colored flaps on the sides of the jaw. And you can even see that we have some detail inside the mouth. Up here is this little indentation in the jaw, and that's actually called the premaxilla. And up here is a sort of, I think, kind of a nasal crest of sorts, I suppose. But I love that pop of yellow on the crest here. It really draws your eye to the area because the eyes are so small. And because your eye is drawn here, then you're automatically drawn to the tiny eyes, which we do have a little bit of yellow and orange mixed in here. And lastly, let's take a look at our stand. This guy can stand without his base, but he leans so far over to the side that it's just a matter of seconds until he falls over, so the stand is definitely a must. But this base is so freaking cool. It's like this little piece of tidal shoreline just kind of cut out, and this dead sawfish with his flesh ripped open. And I love all the little details of this sawfish. I'm so happy that they add this because it really does add some ambience and almost like a story to this piece, so it's not just like, oh, it's a Spinosaurus. And there are a couple of indented footprints that you can fit your Spinosaurus into. If you put the footprint in perfectly, it doesn't really match up. So if you kind of jimmy rig it to the side a bit, it matches up just fine. So there's no issue with foot placement or anything. What's really cool is the way that this Spinosaurus is standing. You can't really tell if he's walking on 2 legs or 4 because he's busy eating this sawfish, kind of leaning on it almost. So it's like PNSO leaves the debate open, which is kind of cool. So I think that this is definitely my favorite figure that I have reviewed so far from PNSO. Some things I would have liked to see maybe done differently would have been maybe a little bit of tweaking in his back legs, allowing him to stand without the use of his base, because I know that a lot of people maybe like doing toy photography, or just for some reason they don't maybe want the use of the base. So if you just tweak the back legs just a tiny bit, it would have allowed people to kind of use him in other purposes. I would also have liked for his jaw to be able to hold its position at all points, even being able to stay closed. And I think that lessening that white blue paint on the arms would have looked a little better. So if any of you are interested in purchasing Essien the Spinosaurus, he does retail online for $74.99 US. Now he is a little bit of a price jump from the $59 and the $65 US, but I think it's worth that $10-15 price jump because look at this guy. So much more detailed in my opinion, and I really think his paint job really does beat these guys. Not to mention that sandy base plate is also a really cool feature. So if you guys are interested in any of these guys, I have left links in my description down below to PNSO's Amazon store as well as PNSO's website. Once again, a big thank you to PNSO for sending this guy over for me to review with you all because I have fallen madly in love all over again with the Spinosaurus. And in the comments down below, please let me know what your favorite figure is that I've reviewed so far. How do you feel about this Spinosaurus? How do you like this depiction of the Spinosaurus? How do you feel about the paddle tail, the stance, the webbed toes, the sail, the coloring, the face? Let me know! So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I come with new videos every week. Come check me out on social media and help spread the channel on Patreon. So thank you guys so much for watching and stay legendary.